Wee. Might be able to stop me from riding in the park, but you can't stop me from riding in my own house. I own my house, by the way. I had a heck of a kart episode planned for y'all, but then this happened. So we'll be taking the opportunity to talk about all these different companies that make the karts, the bikes, the different PEVs, the upgrade parts for them, what it's like dealing with them, buying from them, everything. And I wanted to do this before I hit 2,000 subs anyway, while I'm still the itty bitty guy. Follow me. Okay. Welcome back. So first of all, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. That's coming up real soon here. So I would say most importantly, and first of all, I would recommend form your own opinion. When you can afford to and have the time, experiment, try some things out and stuff, and form your own feelings from there. Damn well knowing not everybody wants to test things out or has the time or money for that. A lot of y'all want to build things right the first time, the first way. I'm going to tell you what my experiences have been so far. First elephant, taxi garage. I say elephant in the room because I obviously have an affiliation at this point, but long before I had an affiliation of any kind, any correspondence, I have stories of them being really good dudes and really good to me and others I know. You might be able to find something cheaper somewhere else, but good luck getting customer service out of somebody based in Beijing. Unless you know Mandarin or something. But between customer service, warranties, which I like an awful lot, just saying, being based here in the US, quality products, plug and play, the list goes on. There's reasons I stand by them and really suggest them.
346 minutes later.
They're great. Solid dudes. Again, obvious affiliation, right? But some discount codes will be below. Now the other elephant in the room. Electro Co. Obvious affiliation, but there's a reason why. They're like the taxi garage of the razor world. Not to compare either of you. Don't get offended, anybody. But, again, most plug-and-play availability I've found. US-based customer service. Those guys are quick and short to the point. But Taxi Garage and Electro Co. both are very busy guys. They're very busy companies and people. They're busy fulfilling orders, showing up to events, making videos, doing all sorts of stuff. So I'm impressed with their response time, honestly. And I have stories about them, too, being super good to me. What was it? My Little Bit controller, I think, that I thought came without hardware, so I hit them up, and it did take them like a week to get back to me, but again, busy guys, and they sent out free hardware that arrived next day, I think, or 2 days or something, and then lo and behold, I found I did have the hardware, and I felt bad, but that's what I mean by good goddamn people. Like, you can't beat that when they're just like, oh, you spent this much money with us, and you claim the bolts didn't show up, here you go, and they make sure you get it in a timely manner. I mean, it was like 9 days in total from when I put the screws in, and then I was throwing boxes away or something, and I realized, like, oh, I didn't need... Shoot. Anyway, gonna redirect for a second here back to Taxi Garage. Some of the stories I have about them just being awesome and amazing people. I remember once they were at SEMA when I was buying my 500 watt, and I already had the 36 volt battery in my 500 watt cart. While we were at it, I was like, screw it, I want, nice neck, and let's paint it. Let's paint it, which usually costs something, but it took them like a week to even start the order because they were at SEMA. Again, that's work related, guys. I don't care what anybody says. When you're a company like that and you go to a car event like SEMA, keep in mind these guys are also involved in the real drift scene, like cars and stuff. That's work. So they were busy. They were busy showing off these carts to more people, trying to get word out there on what these are, which I do believe at this point is their message. They don't claim to be the cheapest. There's no claims out there about these guys, except they're trying to be fair and get everyone they can involved. That's a message I can stand by. And they make it so easy and just seamless, and I actually do find them fair priced, contrary to what I see on like the Crazy Kart Modders page on Facebook. Bro, y'all are ruthless. Some of y'all Surron pages too. I don't even chime in because I'm just like, good God. It's like Mustang dudes over here arguing with each other. Anyway, they fulfilled that order when they got back in like a week, and it showed up, and y'all have seen that car. It's beautiful. There isn't a flaw on that thing, but free. They painted that for free. That's usually like an extra $60 to $100 depending on what you're trying to get painted by them, and they did it for free because of a week wait. Amazing guys. Moving on. Surron shop. Yes, those guys are legit. Are y'all really still asking that all these years later? It's obvious they're, I think at one point they were in Russia, and they might still be, and they were like maybe possibly doing some drop shipping stuff, but I don't believe that's the case anymore. I've received some parts, some small parts from them, things that I inevitably actually didn't end up using just because I went different routes, and they are expensive, but yeah, they're real, and they're decent folks too. Their correspondence might take a little bit longer. We've got language barriers and borders, but they'll get to you. FAFO. Great dudes. I don't have a whole lot from them, but I've gotten some pretty niche and unique items from them, like my rear fender on my MX650. So cool that they made something like that, like $30. Might feel a little steep for a piece of plastic, but keep in mind they got to ship it to you. They make it. They have to make something. So that's pretty cool. And I know a lot of people say really good things about other items made by those guys. So again, I recommend. Same kind of goes for Curb Hopper and companies like R-Delta and like Midwest Mini Mods. I have nothing from Midwest Mini Mods, but all I've heard is amazing things. Nothing but good stuff out there being said about those dudes. Amazing products for razors, little pit bikes, mini bikes made by Razor. I have no affiliation, but I hear nothing but good things. This applies to Curb Hopper, who I have a few items from. I love those guys. Amazing when it comes to the mini bike razor world. And R-Delta, making some of the craziest casters in the game for the crazy kart. All these crazy color combos and sealed bearings, everything sourced here in the USA. He's out of Washington, I do believe, and I have his casters on my 1100 watt blue kart. Beautiful. No affiliation other than he did gift these to me and asked me to review them, and I love them. I love them. I couldn't tell you if I have a favorite between them or the Taxi Garage, and that's just my opinion because I haven't broken any casters yet. I should mention, I've only had my carts up to like 30, 32, maybe at most, miles per hour. I don't know nothing about that kilometers stuff and Celsius. It's freedom units around here. But yeah, love those things. Amazing guys, all of them. Now, obviously, after all this time, Warp 9 is Warp 9, Prickly is Prickly. Awesome parts, right? I have a heck of a time getting any communication out of them, though. And not just, this is not speaking from a creator or business standpoint. I'm talking about, like, I buy things from them and then, like, I'm questioning, did I get the right, like, did this come with everything it was supposed to? Because I feel like I'm missing a screw or a bolt or a bearing or something, and I can't get no one to respond to me, which is a little concerning. But I will say I have ended up having, in the end, after I figured out, oh, they're right there, I do have everything, I use my old ones. I have had zero issues with those companies. Prickly, Warp 9, you guys get a pass in my book because you make amazing stuff. I just wish you'd answer your emails. Amazon is Amazon. Do I really need to say anything about that? Some things aren't really sourceable anywhere else. You gotta buy them cheap or no-name brand. Ride or die. I love y'all. You guys are awesome. You make amazing forks and brakes. I really don't know much about anything else you guys do, like those extensions and stuff. I've never gotten to try those. Maybe. I don't have any money right now. Anyway, I think your forks are amazing. And again, I can't tell the difference of who I like more, like Electro Co's front forks or Ride or Die's. They both perform amazingly, and I've had zero issues with either set. Your brakes, holy cow, like they're bulky, so I people have a hard time fitting them inside an RSF 650 rim just because they're bulky and stick out, but it's doable, and they are amazing. Again, links below to the companies I do have affiliations with, like Velocity Volts. This is an expensive investment, I know, I understand, but no more expensive than buying a nice battery for your crazy kart or razor. And you're getting the best rack known to man for a Surron, Talaria, Eride, now the Ultra B, other bikes. We've seen the RTR fit on it. We've seen the Pro Spec fit on it. I actually bet money that we can fit the RSF on it. MX, SX, they have a thin front frame, as where the RSF kind of, you use the battery tray, which is pretty wide, and that's why you can get away with it. But they're always making new versions. Like they have a V2 out right now that's beautiful and fits even more bikes that I don't know about. I'm still using their V1, and as a single, they make a dual carrier, carry 2 Surron. See what I'm talking about? Razor Worldwide themselves. Never given me discount codes other than for single purchases. They don't do that. I just want to say the things that they do are so bizarre and awesome at the same time. Like the Razor Icon Electric that I had. Oh shit! Woo! I definitely bailed on that, in case you didn't see. That was something they inevitably ended up recalling. And clearly the recall was not the cause of my fault. Like, that's not why I fell. But they recalled it. I had owned it for a year and a half or something, and they gave me a $700 coupon. The scooter itself was $400 a year ago. Huh? You don't ever hear about companies doing that. I mean, they offered dollar for dollar back, but then they were like, hey, there's also this $700 coupon. Pfft, sign me up. You know that was going to get spent there anyway. And that's actually how I got my yellow MX650 brand new. Recall on the Icon Electric scooter. Just, again, those guys are responsive. Almost every purchase you make, you're going to get an email with, like, a really nice fat discount code, 15 to 25% off your next purchase there at Razor. Yeah, just real quick again, back to the ones I don't know, like Armorage. I see lots of people talking about saving money by getting Armorage batteries. Sometimes the case they come in even looks identical to other companies, but I've seen a lot of plastic wrapped Armorage batteries too. And again, the lack of customer service and warranties and stuff, I just don't know enough about them to sign up myself. It's the most expensive piece of the build usually. I'll go big or go home when it comes to that, for sure. The motor, battery control, I'd argue that's the most important part. And again, that's why I always go with companies like Taxi Garage and Electro Co. They just make things so easy. Plug and play, and very reliable, powerful equipment. No one's claiming to be the fastest, the cheapest, or any of that, but you get this combination that creates what I would argue is the best, because you get customer service, plug and play availability, amazing quality and power, and a warranty. I need say no more about stuff like that. You get it. But I don't want to dish out on anybody I don't know that I've also heard is amazing. I've never heard anything bad about Armorage, so that's why I'm mentioning them. I might be pronouncing that wrong. Don't kill me, guys. So I wanted to do this before anything gets any larger. I mean, not that it's that big, but at 2,000 subs, I'm like, wow, that's a lot of faces I don't know watching me. Maybe that's why I don't let y'all know my face. But anyway, I want to show y'all that coming from a small perspective, the little dude's perspective, I can tell y'all what's what and what's up. Not all of it, but my opinion, for the most part, throughout this journey we're on. If I grabbed every endorsement that was offered to me, I'd be poaching so much garbage to y'all. And I just want to tell you guys my opinions while we're at it. Just know this, they ain't changing. If I get something, whether I put my money in it or get gifted it by a company, I'm always going to tell y'all the reality and how I really feel. Okay, I got one more for y'all. Crunchies. Instagram. These, my friends, are freeze-dried fruit roll-ups. Super sour. Blue raspberry. Amazing. I got a custom pound bag that I've already eaten through most of. It's all drenched in a super sour blue raspberry syrup. Oh my god. Oh my god, and it's so sour. That's even one of the gushers from the store. That ain't the gushers it came with, because I ate all those. And I got other things too, like these chewy unrolls. And here's the thing. I was looking for a candy company that was doing this super sour stuff. I thought the freeze-dried fruit roll-ups were like an extra cool little add-on. But not only did they half screw up my order, like these chewy unrolls, I had to put it in a Tupperware because it was all clumped together at the bottom of a bag. It was supposed to be sour blue raspberry. That looked blue to you? And it was like fruit roll up, fruit by the foot. Yeah, look at that. That's just a big old chunk of... Who wants to... I'm sure somebody would be like, oh, that looks yummy. But it's not what I asked for. That... And it took 2 months to get here. After I had already ordered and it had already been 2 weeks, once I started getting skeptical, I realized there are other companies out there on Instagram and TikTok and places like that doing the same exact thing for half the price. And they actually have good customer service. When I looked up this place's address, it came back to like some random intersection in Tampa. Would I recommend? Only if you enjoy waiting. The candy was freaking amazing. That's why I've flown through all of it. Look around a little bit. Do your research, guys. That's why I'm here. Testing stuff out for you. Doing what I can, at least. I was a little disappointed with this one, not going to lie. Anyway, I know that's not everybody. That's definitely not every company. I only covered what I know and what I've heard of. Companies I haven't messed with, I probably shouldn't say so much about. But when I'm reading over and over again, Midwest Mini Mods, Armorage, FAFO, Ryan Bell, like, it's pretty clear what's going on. These people are making great products, and that's why I just want to say, from a small guy's perspective, almost all of you get a big thumbs up. Except for Crunchies, you suck. And Surron Shop, you could do a little better with your response time and your shipping, but it's all good. We appreciate you being there, especially in a pinch. Sorry there wasn't much going on this time, guys. Sorry there's no riding footage. But with that being said, maybe we could end this with a recently compiled Bales compilation. Something I've been working on for a minute now. Next time, guys. Peace.